Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, guys, wherever you are in the world. Thanks for tuning in to my final battle in my Total War Rome 2 tournament. We have seen many people rise and fall in this tournament, and now we are down to the last two competitors. We've got GEARHAWK, who has emerged victorious against Hamdog in the last video, and we also have LAZER, who has defeated his opponent in the video before, or I think LAZER's was the last video and GEARHAWK's the video before. But nevertheless, we've got two very, very good competitors, and interestingly enough, both are undefeated in this tournament so far. So whatever the outcome of this first battle, it will be a first loss for either of them. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at the battles. Alright guys, welcome to the first of the final battles of my Rome 2 campaign. We've got LAZER over here playing as Tylus, a very, very powerful pirate faction, or part of the Black Sea colonies, basically. One of my favorite factions, actually, for attacking in Rome 2. Especially in sieges. They've got a lot of really nice shock infantry, and most of their infantry carry Pila as well. And looking at GEARHAWK over here on the other side, he's playing as the Seleucids. And take a look at all of these scythe chariots. We know from one of the previous battles how deadly these scythe chariots can be, with them really taking a lot of Armenian lives on the battlefield as Egypt. So he actually has 3 of them, plus looks like 1 unit of light cavalry. We've got some harassment going on from some raiding horsemen over here, but let's kind of look over the rest of the Seleucids. So that's all of his cavalry that he's got, and then he's got some shield bearers here. He has 4 units of pikemen, a shield bearer as the general, and another on the flanks. And then in the center, it looks like we've got a couple units of thorax swordsmen, and then we have 4 units of archers. And then looking at Tylus over here, got 3 units of spear warriors in the front lines, and he's got some mercenary Thracian peltas. Again, very, very good if you can get them into range. Then we got a couple units of tribal warriors here. I should probably zoom down so you guys can see what's going on. And then we got some Oathsworn, and I believe that the general's bodyguard is an Oathsworn as well. So 4 of those total. Then we got 3 units of Thracian warriors. We've seen them before. And then for the cavalry, aside from the raiding horsemen, he has 3 units of noble horse. He's got some more Thracian warriors over here. So we can go take a look at these spear warriors. Looking really nice. And then the peltas, which we have also seen before. So let's go ahead and put it on to play. And it looks like the raiding horsemen are starting to skirmish down the light cavalry over there, just staying out of their range. The light melee cav is really not going to be able to catch up to that missile unit, so GEARHAWK is pulling them back. And I'm just waiting to find out what GEARHAWK's plan is here, if he's going to kind of sit back and be more defensive, because he does have the range. These archers well outrange the peltas that LAZER has brought in his army comp. He's got his classic maneuver here. He's got all of his pikes in behind. So he's one of the only players I've ever seen that didn't lead with his pikemen in the front. He's actually got his pikes in behind, ready to support where necessary. And that's a good call, too, because a lot of the thorax swordsmen being in the front lines will be able to use their pila. And then the pikes can kind of move in very slowly to support the thorax swordsman there. But it looks like we've actually got the scythe chariots pushing forwards here, so this could be very, very messy, but luckily the Tylus have a lot of Pila at their disposal. So here we go. Oh yes, yeah, just getting a lot of the scythe chariots down. Over here as well, actually it seems to be more of a danger over here, but yeah, these scythe chariots really didn't get much work done at all. So definitely LAZER was prepared for this. Some of the peltas are wavering, but at the cost of 3 scythe chariot units that have just been broken like that, I think that that's a pretty fair trade-off. He's still trying to get these raiding horsemen out of there, but the light cavalry has finally caught up to them. But yeah, that kind of really cripples the Seleucids here, because now they have no other cavalry, and those scythe chariots are pretty expensive. But the Spear Warriors are kind of moving forwards here. It looks like they're going to get a couple volleys off as well. One of the Spear units in the center also got hit pretty hard by those chariots. And yeah, they're probably going to get decimated by these Thorax swords. But the thing is, the key is that now, as soon as this unit of light cavalry is destroyed, all of the cavalry presence for the Seleucids will be gone. And Tylus still has 3 very healthy units of Noble Horse. And they've got their Oathsworn as well. So it's looking pretty good for Max Laser so far. Although the balance of power is still pretty dead even at this point. And we've got the Spear Warriors bravely holding in melee here against the Shield Bearers. We've got some of the Tribal Warriors moving in. Looks like they were about to throw their peel at the Thorax Swords, but they didn't make it in time. We got more Tribal Warriors kind of taking on the front lines here. But we've got a very nice presence of some Thracian Warriors with the Noble Horse on the flanks. And over on the other side, too, you can see we've got the Noble Horse and the Raiding Horsemen. But GEARHAWK is going to turn his pikes around to defend his flanks once again. We've seen this strategy before. But the Oathsworn have pushed into melee now against the Shield Bearers. But the Oathsworn are probably going to destroy these Shield Bearers. Oh, yes. No mercy. Just such intense stabbing going on. Looks like a couple of them are dropping, though. How are we looking at in the center here? The Thorax Swords are getting pretty cut down. The General's Oathsworn unit over here really posing a problem, except that the Shield Bearers are... Sorry, the General Shield Bearers are moving in to kind of help out their comrades. And again, we got the Raiding Horsemen over here starting to annoy the pikemen. And we've also got some Thracian Warriors over here really hitting the flanks of the pikemen pretty hard. And that is the problem with this pike formation here, is that Tylus still has a lot of ranged units at his disposal. So you can see he's trying to spread his pike line even thinner to stretch the gap, but the Oathsworn again really fighting hard in melee against the the Shield Bearers over here. Fight on, brave Tylus. Yeah, the General's actually kind of getting cut up, though, by these. All of the skirmishers are focusing them down, which is not a good thing to see. This General may well actually die here. And he's kind of facing forwards to the Pila, but oh my goodness, just a massacre for these Oathsworn. Luckily, they have really, really good morale, but oh man. Yeah, they're being annihilated. This has to have almost broke. Yeah, it's pretty much breaking the unit there. So that is tough to see if you are rooting for Tylus. And his cavalry is kind of a little bit dead in the water at this point, just because there's not really anywhere that he can get in to to get rid of those archers. Although he is pushing very hard on this flank. Looks like some of the Raiding Horsemen managed to get in behind enemy lines. And we've got the pikes kind of pulling back to a better position, but here comes the Noble Horse. Yeah, it's starting to break apart just a little bit, the formation. GEARHAWK is desperately trying to hold this defensive line here. We got the Thracian Warriors in against the Shield Bearers. And looks like the Oathsworn are supporting them. Oh, stabbed right in the chest by the Shield Bearers. Whoop. Let's see. Yep, so we've got a perfect gap here. You can see that the pikemen are facing the wrong way, so the Noble Horse are going to capitalize on that, getting a nice charge into the backs of these pikes. That is not going to be good for GEARHAWK. That exposes all of his kind of inner sanctum here to all of these all these archers basically are susceptible now to the Noble Horse. And look at this. We've actually got him sneaking through with his cavalry in a very thin formation. He actually slipped right between those two units of pikemen and got into the backs of these archers here, which is really, really nice to see. That is some clever strategy there. Over on this side, too, the Thracian Warrior Oathsworn combo has broken the shield bearers, and now I think they're just moving on to the rest of the infantry fighting in the center. The pikemen are pretty much out of position now. There's really nowhere that they can defend from that's going to be effective. And yeah, Tylus is starting to take over the battlefield as far as the balance of power goes here. Yeah, that pikeman unit is broken. We've got the shield bearers over here. Got some archers over here that are about to be charged pretty heavily by Noble Horse. Not that it was really needed because they were wavering anyways. But the last of them kind of just getting ripped down. And let's take a look over here. These shield bearers are kind of in a really tight formation. I'd say there's only about 40 of them left. They're spreading out to try to block all of these enemies from getting forwards and into the little center ring. But we've got some Thracian Oathsworn kind of flanking around. Oh! Good defense there, though, by the shield bearers. Got a couple of the Thracian Oathsworn over here as well, fighting. And look at this. Nice Rome 2 glitch. We've got a little wall going on over here. Don't know what that's all about. Got a tear. But yes, this seems to be going very well for Tylus, except Noble Horse is routing to a unit of pikemen here. But we've got some Oathsworn in against the general over here. He would probably be more in the center. So we'll focus that kind of area. Hold, brave men of Seleucid. Oh, look, they're starting to be surrounded by more Oathsworn. But actually, it looks like the pikes are right here to stop the Oathsworn in their tracks. Come on, kill him. Kill the pikes. Looks like we got some shield bearers moving forwards over here too, trying to reach the support of their pikemen. And we've actually got another pikeman unit kind of facing the opposite direction as well. Everybody else has been destroyed, so it's just down to these last 3 units here. And you can see that we've got some of the mercenary Thracian Peltas. I don't know if they have any ammunition yet. It looks like he was going to get a charge up. No, he still is. He's got them in wedge formation, kind of just pressing in on the sides of these pikes. And then he's going to try and pull out before they can get their pikes down. And, ooh, yeah, a lot of Thracian a lot of Thracian warriors getting slaughtered on the pikes. Good call by Max Laser to withdraw them from that engagement. But, again, we've got more of the Thracian Peltas pushing on the flanks here. And it's only a matter of time. The general is getting really low on numbers. I think he's down to 70 men. So it's only a matter of time. If the general dies, then the 2 pikeman units will break. I'd like to know which one is the general here. Oh, there he is, actually. That's him with the sword. He's the only one with the sword. So he is in the heat of it. He's right in the front lines. Oh, there he goes. He's down. He's down. So that's the Seleucid general slain. I'm betting we're going to start to see some wavering going on. Yeah, look at the pikes. Both units starting to waver. Just being pressed upon too hard on the flanks by a lot of the Thracian warriors and the Oathsworn. I'm surprised the shield bearer unit isn't starting to break at seeing their general fall like that. Fight, fight, fight. For the glory of Tylus. And there they go. Starting to break the last of the Seleucids. And that's it. So, yes, we've got a costly victory, but a victory for Max Laser. So Gear has been defeated for the first time. Will he be able to claw back and force a 3rd round? We'll find out coming up next. Alright guys, welcome back to what could be the final battle of my Rome 2 tournament here. And we are looking from the aspect or the side of GEARHAWK now. He is playing as Macedon, so he's pulling out the Macedon card. I guess it's not really a card, but Macedon is a very powerful faction and a good choice to use if you are down one in a battle, or in a tournament, sorry. But Max LAZER has gone for Swaby, and these guys are very, very powerful faction as well. And looks like he's got a couple of Germanic scout riders that are already beginning to annoy the Macedonian cavalry. So let's mouse over the Macedons, and then we'll take a look at the Swaby, because that's the first time we've seen them. So we got some Thessalian cavalry over here. In the front line, he's got 4 units of archers. He's got shield bearers and thorax swordsmen in the second line. More Thessalian cavalry, and he's got some Aspis companion cavalry. So 3 Thessalians and 1 Aspis companion, and then he's got 4 units of pikemen in the back, and the shield bearer as the general. And look at these Thessalians; they're already down to 65 because of these. What are these called again? Germanic scout riders. So I think the plan is to whittle down the enemy cavalry strength, just like last battle. And then utilize his paint or his Bloodsworn and his berserkers to just crack through the enemy front lines with relative ease. But we've got some spear levy on the flanks over here for Max LAZER's army, and then we've got some Bloodsworn here in the front lines. They're very light melee infantry, but they will hold their own. And then we got some berserkers back here. These guys are animals, literally. So I think he has 3 or 4 units of them. Let's take a look. 2, 3, 4 units. And then he's got some Wodna's spears, 1 on either flank. And then he's got some sword masters as kind of his elite force. So they're almost to the back of the lines. And then he's got some Cimbri bowwomen over here, which is kind of cool. So he's got 2 units of them. Then he's got some sword masters for his general, and he's got 2 units of noble riders. So, pretty formidable force as the Swaby here. So, let's go ahead and put this onto play. We've already got the archers trying to move forwards into range. And look at this cavalry over here. Just getting slaughtered. We got some return volleys, though. The raiding horsemen are going to have to watch that, or the Germanic scout riders, because they're very lightly armored. But this unit of cavalry is pretty much all but destroyed now. And GEARHAWK is peeling off 2 units of his archers to try to zone them out. And there's my upload video complete thing again. Sorry guys, I keep forgetting to turn off the sound reminder there. But yeah, these archers are finally in range now. Looks like the scout riders are pulling back a little ways. And we got the Bloodsworn starting to push forwards. And I believe this is the spear levy on the flanks over here. I'd be a little bit nervous of the Thessalian cavalry kind of staring us down, though. Looks like he's actually going to move around the flanks, which is a good call. And nice Pila throw there. Getting no kills against the shield bearers, which is to be expected. And here we go. So the battle has begun. And the cavalry is actually going into the flanks in behind, but they're going to have to be really careful there because we've got some of the noble horse coming. Oops, sorry about that. I would have tried to charge into the back of these spear levy with my cavalry. But yeah, the berserkers are already going berserk. And the thorax swordsmen are down to 84 men. Look at this, even over here, just thrashing through the thorax swords and getting right into the pike line. Over here, the shield bearers are holding up a little bit better. But it's still not looking good for GEARHAWK. Most of his front line is completely obliterated at this point. But over here, looks like we got a larger spear presence, and we got some of the sword masters in here as well. Very nice. Let's kind of take an overview of the battle and what's going on so far so you guys can see. Yeah, so right in the center, Max Laser has managed to punch a nice little spearhead out. You can see that the Thorak pikemen are trying to come to close that gap, but the general is already engaged in melee. Luckily, he has some pikemen here that's going to be able to tear down the berserkers quite effectively. But yeah, the cavalry for the Macedonians is being destroyed. Even over on this flank, too, we got some cavalry pushed in against some Wodna's spears with the noble riders. And over here, they're actually going to get a decent charge into the Swabian cavalry. That charge was not reciprocated, so the noble riders did not get a charge bonus there. And there are some spear levy. I'd be trying to get those over here to help out. But we've got a unit of shield bearers that is peeled off to try to help out their dying cavalry, but the Wodna's spears have turned around, thrown their pila, and then moved into melee. And I can turn off the HUD again for you. But these Wodna's spears are pretty solid as well. Probably not as good as the shield bearers, though, I would imagine. And let's go ahead and see what else is going on here. We've got more swordmasters kind of funneling into the gaps. Nice pila throw on the shield bearer general. And now we're pushing into melee. We've got some of the Cimbri bowwomen actually firing on the shield bearers as well. But we've got the Germanic scout riders also cleaning up some of the archers. And what do we got going on over here? Got some shield bearers trying to get away from the sword masters. This is the Swabi general, so they're gonna have to be really careful. Charge, sword masters! And what a glorious battle. I love for this final battle to have a snowy map. Because again, it kind of just changes things up a little bit, but nothing better than fighting on a lightly dusted snow battlefield. I was going to kind of put like fog or snow or something crazy like that, like a snowstorm for the final battle, but I don't think my competitors would have, or sorry, my two competitors would have appreciated that too much. Let's take another overview here, see what's going on. Yeah, so we've got a lot of noble horse over here that's kind of pressing onto the flanks. Looks like some of the Thorak pikemen are trying to zone them out. But the shield bearers that were peeled off over on this flank against the Wodna's spears, they're about to die. And this unit of Thorak pikemen, 126 men still in the unit, and they are wavering. And I apologize, my camera is a little slow to capture that, but that was a really nice charge on the foot companions there. And it looks like we got another charge coming right into the backs of these Thorak pikemen, pinning them in between the swordmasters. And then they're just going to pull away, just like that. I don't know where they're going to, though. These poor foot companions are really having a tough time. They're being cycle charged by a lot of enemy horses. Let's go ahead and put this on slow motion for a bit. Enjoy some slow-mo. Yeah, look at this Thorak pike unit just breaking. And we got the general over here as well. Let's see if we can find him again. It's going to be the one with the sword. Where are you? He's got to kind of be towards the front of the pack, I would imagine. Is that him there? Yep, with the red cape. Soaked in blood. Yes, that is him. So if this general falls... Oh no, the general is breaking? What? Yes, he is broken off the battlefield. Oh, that is really hard to see. They are getting out of there. The Swabi are too much for them. And the arrows in behind as well. Focusing the swordmasters over on this flank. They've actually gone berserk at this point. Well, one of the units has anyways. Max Laser needs to get rid of these archers if he can. But we got some shield bearers over on this flank as well that are fighting. We've got the Cimbri bowwomen that are flanking around here to try to get rid of these shield bearers. But Max Laser's general is also looking to be in a spot of trouble. His unit is quite depleted. But, oh, there we go. Getting some nice kills against the shield bearers here with the archers just being relentless. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so it looks like the general is going to hang on to his life. Right in the back of the neck there. Very, very nice. So, I don't know. It's not looking good as far as the balance of power goes for the Macedonians and for GEARHAWK. We've got the sword masters quickly charging into some of these archers over here. We got some noble riders also coming to close the jaws. These shield bearers are being peppered down now by the Cimbri bowwomen. It's either Cimbri or Cimbri bowwomen. I don't know exactly how you would pronounce that, but let's kind of zoom into this fight here. This would be one where you would see some good melee animations. There you go. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. Oh, yes. Finish him. Beautiful. There you go. See you later. And yeah, it looks like it's going to be a victory for Max Laser here. 40 seconds left on the battle map, but most of them have been destroyed at this point. I think this one unit of archers that's way over there, they will start to rally. But I'm going to start to take this time now to really thank you guys for participating, both GEARHAWK and Max Laser. Max was undefeated in this tournament, which is crazy. I don't even think he plays Rome 2 that much. But he definitely seems to have his strategy down pat. And even GEARHAWK, too, up until this point being undefeated. I would not hold a candle to either one of these guys if I was going 1v1. But there we go. Costly enemy victory. But a victory nonetheless for Max Laser. So congratulations, man. I've already sent him the copy of Empire Divided, so I'm sure he's enjoying that. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tournament. If you wanted to join this tournament and you are a little bit bummed out about it, don't worry. I think I said in a previous video that for my 1,000 subscriber kind of milestone, I'll do a Medieval Kingdoms 12-12 tournament. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter and join my Discord, because that's where I kind of announce things like these tournaments and if I'm looking for people to play in battles and that kind of stuff. So again, thank you very much for watching, guys, and to all of you guys that have subscribed to me, I thank you so much. 565 subscribers as of right now at recording this battle, and I just get more every day, and it really makes me happy to see that my content is appreciated. So thanks very much for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next one.